I put this on my YouTube channel about 18 months ago. It was a video by a sheikh in Egypt called Sheikh Yusuf Gabr, and he talked about a story of Abu Hassan al-Shadili, Sheikh Abu Hassan al-Shadili, right, the great Sufi sheikh, you know, and he had a there was a part in his life where he kept asking Allah for a fet. He was always asking Allah for a fet. He asked Allah for an opening. And one day while he was praying, because he would fast in the day and he'd pray at night, one day he was praying, he heard a voice inside of him, right? And this is what Allah says in Surah Al-Qaf in the 50th chapter, verse 16. Allah says, we're closer to him than his jugular vein. So he heard a voice inside of him saying, if you want this fet, then you have to be an abdin shukura. If you want to have a fet, you have to be a grateful slave. And he said, well, how can I be a grateful slave? And the answer was that you have to see yourself as there's no one who's blessed in creation but besides you. There's no one in creation who's blessed besides you. You have to see yourself as the only person who's blessed. That everything Allah does is to bless you. Everything Allah does in creation is to bless you. And how does Allah bless you? Everything Allah does in creation is to bring you closer to Him. That's why Allah is doing everything. Well, the whole creation is set up so that Allah can benefit you and bring you closer to Him. And this, when you think about that right there, that is the opposite of the victim mentality. That's the exact opposite. Instead of seeing yourself as the most oppressed person in the world, the most suffering person in the world, you see yourself as the opposite. You see yourself as, no, I'm actually the most blessed person in the world. And that's why the story continues. Sheikh Abu Hassan al-Shadili, he says, how can I be the only mun'am in the world? How can I be the only blessed person in the world, or the most blessed person in the world, when you've sent prophets and you've sent messengers, and they have greater knowledge of you, and they're closer to you, and they've received revelation from you, and so on and so forth. And the voice comes back to him and says, I only send them for your sake. Right? The prophets being sent, the messenger being sent, that's also part of Allah's blessings towards you. So you want to switch it around and turn it into seeing what Allah is doing is Allah's not oppressing you, He's blessing you. And you are the most blessed of creation. For all the blessing that Allah is sending you, it's not about oppression, it's not about wronging you.